Contemporary art is really about ideas, big ideas, and getting people to reflect on those concepts. They're abstract, but it's done in a way that's tantalizing and brings people in. That's JR's work and heartbeat to me. So I'm watching his TED Talk. He gets to the end of it.
So now my wish is I wish for you to stand up for what you care about. By participating in a global art project, and together we'll turn the world inside out.
And as soon as I heard that, I'm thinking, that is so cool. How could we do that here in Wilmington?
So Doug called me up and he said, I've got this really interesting project. We need a photographer and I'm wondering if you'd be interested. And I thought to myself, okay, I'll bite.
I remember walking out in front of Denver and kind of looking up the building saying, yeah, the picture could go up here.
What we see changes who we are. When we act together, the whole thing is much more than the sum of the parts.
We've got all these really great people, these great individuals in our community, and we want to share it with the world, and that's why we're putting these up. We were really adamant about keeping this project very true to form and sticking with the inside-out format of using the large photographs and hanging them on the outside of the buildings. Actually, we had a really tough time. I mean, this project is a little edgy for Wilmington. People kept saying, oh, you're not going to be able to hang these on these beautiful historic buildings downtown. But the farther we got into the project, it was really interesting because so many people started saying, yeah, you can use our buildings.
Art, it's a bit abstract. I mean, it's this visual metaphor. People look at it and then it's meant to start a dialogue.
I really feel like the whole point of this is that we're doing something a little out of the ordinary. You have to make people stop and look and say, that's my doctor, or that's my teacher, or that's my pastor, and stop and really wonder what that's all about and want to find out more information about it. These community members, when you're photographing them, they tell the story in their face. It's about their life, and you can read it in their faces, what they've been through.
I think this project represents, Wilmington having grit, people definitely fighting every single day. I mean, not just for, physical things or things they want, but things they have to do to get through the day.
Well, I didn't actually really know the word until they explained it, because, some people think it's like the oatmeal or something. Why are we in a project about oatmeal? And it's like,
no breakfast. When did I say that this would have breakfast? No. Grit is when you keep on trying, and right now I'm doing grit because I'm trying to get you to understand.
Grit, it meant first to me, you get dirty, but till I finally did some research about it, and I found that there are more into the grit word. There is the stubbornness in people, the motivation, the love of others, service to mankind, to love what you're doing, never give up. There is many meaning in it. It depends which situation you're in.
It's not in a story, you have to find it yourself. You find it in you, about right in here where your heart is.
My thing with grit is standing your ground and not letting people plant seeds in your mind to make you feel less than who you are.
If there is so-called more grit in some people than others, how do they get more grit than the next person?
First of all, you would have to make like a grit goal. It's where you set a goal for yourself and you try to accomplish it. And last year I made a grit goal that I was gonna run 4 miles, and I ran 4 miles. And my grit goal this year is to run faster than I did last year. I actually did 3 goals before. The first one I did was to do a cartwheel, and I can do one. And the second one was the rocket math one. The third one, when I first found out that my brother could do front flips, I first wanted to start doing back flips.
I mean, if you want to accomplish something, then you should never give up and keep trying.
But I feel like that grit makes you a fighter, and it makes you determined to accomplish any kind of barrier you're gonna get the next day, the next hour, the next minute.
You can always take something positive out of something negative, no matter what it is.
Just because something gets hard, it doesn't mean that you're not gonna be good at it in the future. You just have to keep trying.
Whatever you're doing, if you can't get it, just persevere through it. And if you get mad over it, just take stormy clouds in, blue skies out.
In my heart, in my mind, everybody wants it. There's different ways of getting it, but one of the most positive and, to me, simplest way is just surround yourself with gritty people, and it will grow, it will wear off on you.
We have to lend some of our grit to other people. When they don't have grit themselves, then my grit can pull somebody else through.
And I think what we see on the walls of buildings here definitely is the canvas of who we are, but if you have a look at, walk yourself and look at the images of people that many of whom I don't even know, and I've lived here many years, and I think, oh my goodness, you know, look in their eyes, it's true. They have a story. It makes me want to know that story. It makes me want to know it.
When I went to go look at them, I thought it was like pretty cool because like everyone at school was asking me what it was for, and I kept on explaining it. They said, that's really cool. I wish I could be part of that too.
So we just came through town, and the man was putting some uptown, and he came over with the car. I don't know who he was, but he says, you're all over the town, you know? So he says, I'll put up many of them.
I felt like a celebrity.
And so now at school, like everybody's asking me, like, they'll say, what are those pictures of? What? You know, and I'll say, it's from the grit project, and they'll say, what's grit? And I just tell them perseverance and determination. I look at them and I think, like, I wonder what they did, and I wonder what happened to them.
You know, you look at the picture up there of a young lady, and you know she was chosen for grit. I don't know her. I don't know how she got hers. I guess I know how I got mine, but you wish the people that don't have it would ask, hey, how do you get your grit? Where does your grit come from?
I'm definitely going to like think before I judge others, because like I didn't know that some of the people that had grit like at all, I thought. But then once I got to know them, I understood that they were going through something.
And I think that this project kind of maybe will make people just pause and reflect on that just a little bit of where we've come and where we're going.
The power of yet is part of this conversation about grit and part of the learning about grit. And it's, I can't do this yet, I don't have this yet, but I will someday. And yet opens up the possibility for hope and for change in a situation. And we absolutely can inspire one another, and we can be better tomorrow than we were today.
The most positive part of this project is, for me, is how the community has wrapped their heads around a concept that is a little bit out there. And they've accepted it, and I'm starting to see a lot of people that are catching on to what's going on and appreciating the various stories, and then kind of connecting it to their own families, and how Wilmington as a whole has shown a lot of grit through a lot of difficult times over the past several years.
And that's the whole purpose behind the Inside Out project. You know, JR said you want to take a message from your community, the inside of your community, and turn it out, put it outside for the world to know.
Never, ever give up. Like that, right?
I got grit.
Never give up. Show more grit.
And that, to me, is art. It kind of brings people to a dialogue, kind of makes them think.